Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another weekly edition of Ask Amy. We are talking this week about one of my favorite topics, one of my favorite neighborhoods, the Heights in Houston. As I always tell people when they're moving here, because it is where I live, it is an amazing place for foodies, for people who like having a high walkability score, whether they like running or walking or pushing a stroller or walking a dog through the neighborhood to a farmer's market, to a restaurant. It's really the closest you can get to almost a Boston, New York type feeling in a Houston neighborhood. So it's not completely accessible at this point. When I checked this morning, the prices are anywhere from 400,000 up to there's one listing for 2.75 million. So it's a pretty tight market. You can get in a little less on the rental side. For example, I have a multifamily building with one bedroom units available for $1,400 each. So it's not for everybody, but it is a fantastic community for those who really want to be here. It has not always been that way. There's kind of some fun history about the Heights. In 1976, the most unflattering thing we've likely ever heard, James Canaway of the Texas Monthly described the Heights as a seedy lower middle class enclave with horizons limited to once fashionable homes divided into low rent apartments and guarded by pickups on concrete blocks. I love that because it shows how far we've come. We were originally founded as a municipality in 1896. The first mayor was named William Love, which some will recognize has went on to become the namesake for Love Elementary School. We were actually originally a streetcar suburb, as you can see on the screen right there, for people who didn't want to live in the dense city. So the Heights, believe it or not, was actually a suburb. And so it was its own city for a little while with its own mayor, but it had trouble collecting taxes. So eventually it was annexed by Houston in 1919. And it did go through some down cycles, especially after World War II, when there was lots of housing subdivided into apartments, which you will still find today. For example, that one I'm talking about that you can get into for $1,400. But there's been lots of Renaissance moments and lots of efforts of preservation. From 1980 to 2017, for example, there are about 100 houses and other properties in the Heights that have been listed on the National Register of Historic Places. And you'll see some of those in the B-roll and the slides that my good friends and social media coordinator, Megan Hunt, has been kind enough to gather together. I'm giving her credit in the corner there. So in 2013, CNN Money ranked the Heights as number 4 in its top 10 big city neighborhoods ranking. And my personal favorite part of the Heights is the MKT Trail, which I learned this week is named after the Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railroad right-of-way. So MKT, Missouri, Kansas, Texas. It's about 5 miles of a 10-foot wide cement, concrete, multi-use hike and bike trail. And you'll find me walking my dog Wendy on it pretty much twice a day, every day. And that trail runs everywhere from 26th Street to 7th Street along Nicholson, and then from Shepherd along 7th Street to Spring Street, and then down across White Oak Bayou by all of the great restaurants and shops. Ooh, shout out to Melange Creperie. That's one of my favorites. It's on the screen right now. And along the southern edge of the neighborhood. So it's mixed use. You'll see pedestrians and bicyclists on it as well. There was a time that the Heights was dry and you had to either have a membership or at a restaurant, or you had to go elsewhere to get your liquor. And we're really excited about the new HEB we got just within the last few years, but they actually would not come in until the prohibition against beer and wine was repealed, which happened in 2016. It wasn't that long ago, and HEB began construction in October of 17. So, you've seen a lot of my favorite things in the screen here. You've seen Christmas time. We have lights in the Heights. There's some gorgeous little baubles that show lights in the Heights from 2020. We also have White Linen Night when it's just the most muggy July, August, hottest days. We all get together and everyone wears white and strolls through the neighborhoods and looks at art in some designated blocks that are sectioned off. So lastly, because I know I've talked so fast because there's so much I want to say about the Heights, the next time you're here, here are some things you have to check out. Walk down the historic 19th Street, check out the old Heights Theater, stop for coffee at Boomtown Coffee, grab a bite to eat at Downhouse, check out Marion's Cafe, the Big Blue Whale, which is a magical toy shop, Almogabar, Almogabar, I'm trying to say it right. It's a family-owned shoe shop that just, it's wonderful and it's amazing. And they save any shoes that no matter what you've done to them, they can fix them. And then Jubilee, which is an incredible clothing and gift store. And if you're a foodie like me, and that's why you got drawn to the Heights, make sure you stop by Melange Creperie. It is one of my favorites right now. They have, now I'm fond of their sweet crepes, but they also have a North Carolina pulled pork barbecue crepe with coleslaw and fresh red onions, which I am probably going to run and get now that I've said it. At Downhouse, tried the shrimp and grits, cultivare, anything on the menu. Onion Creek, I like to go for coffee and breakfast tacos. It's also a great place to sit outside and watch sports and watch people with dogs walk by. So that is as quickly as I can cram as much information about the Heights into 1 week's Ask Amy as I possibly can. As always, please send me your questions and let me know how you're doing. And if you enjoy what I share, please follow me on any of my social media channels. You can catch me on YouTube on Amy's on the Move, Instagram at Realtor Amy Houston. You can catch me on LinkedIn at Amy McGee, Twitter Realtor Amy, and Facebook. My business page is called In the Loop with Amy McGee. As always, if you need anything at all, call me, text me, send smoke signals. I look forward to talking with you again next week. Have a great day.